I want to share with you about the chaotic times we're living in and give you another perspective, something that Dolores Cannon gave me in my advanced training class back in 2014. I was fortunate to be there for the last class that she taught on planet Earth. In this class, something unique happened. She said to us, Spirit had given her something about the times that we're getting ready to move into. And she said, I want you guys to remember this. We were all her advanced students. She said, remember this, because when this time comes, it's going to be helpful for you to share with your clients exactly what is happening. So this is verbatim what Dolores Cannon told us in that class right before she passed away. She said, Spirit told her that Spirit gave her a symbol. It looked like an hourglass. And the bottom of the hourglass was all filled in dark, and the top was all filled in just light. And there was where the top of the bottom of the hourglass met was a dot, and it was circled. And Dolores said, Spirit, what am I looking at? What is this? And Spirit said, this is planet Earth. Okay, what does that mean? I said, well, the bottom of the hourglass is dark. It says that's been like a lower vibrational energy web overlapping planet Earth for thousands of years. It's like down at the bottom of the triangle, you'd get beheaded if you didn't mind the king. Very much a lot of control energy. So she said, well, what's the top part? It says that's where you're moving into now. You're moving into thousands and thousands of years of the light web, the light vibrational energies overlapping planet Earth that are faster and higher, and the low ones are lower and slower. But she pointed to the dot that was circled in the middle between them. And she goes, what does that mean? What is that? And Spirit said, that's where you are now. And she thought, that's got to be pretty exciting because we're getting ready to move into the light part. So she asked Spirit to tell her, well, what does it mean to be there? She said, do you know that Spirit couldn't tell me the answer in response? It had to spell out each letter by letter. And now that I look back, I think it's because it's a low vibrational word that Spirit wasn't able to voice that. So it spelled it out. And it spelled out CHAOS, chaos. And she was like, I love Dolores because she's always asking questions. So Dolores Cannon goes, well, chaos, Spirit, what does that mean? She's always asking questions. And Spirit said, if there's anything in your world that is still resonating with the lower and slower vibrational waves, it won't make it through the eye of the needle. It won't make it into the other side where the high, fast vibrations will kick it out. So if your religions are not based on helping humans, but more on about control, then it'll start to become transparent. People will start waking up to this, that it's not serving them. If your money is not serving people, if it's been fractionalized, derivatives, if it's become just fake inflation, all those things, then it'll start to be revealed to humanity that money is not technically real and substantiated by anything anymore, and not maybe serving humanity. If your healthcare system is not about serving humanity, and you find that it's about money and profit, then that will be revealed to humanity. And if your politicians are, not in alignment with helping humanity, that'll start to be revealed as well. See, you can see a lot of these things are kind of going to be exposing us. So there's a lot of gratitude. I feel like these are the years of transparency where we can feel into that something is not right, and it's on purpose. Because things that are not in alignment are showing up, and they're being revealed to us in subtle places. There's got to be discernment, of course, but it's like there's a lot of polarization, right? Because there's a lot of energies fighting for our time, fighting for our reference. And there was a time where I went through the dark night of the soul, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm just a girl. How can I fight this darkness, man? I'm just a girl, And I was up for the job. Just tell me what I needed to do, but I couldn't imagine how I was going to do this. And the most beautiful thing that I got from 2 angel spirit guides in a deep meditation was that you don't have to fight the darkness. You just have to raise your frequency above it and live in the light bandwidth and let the darkness play out. You don't have to go down into the ditch and fight the darkness. Screw that shit. Just be up here and raise your vibration just to a neutral, just out of the darkness, and just live mostly in that space. You're not going to have to fight anything. I was like, oh my God, this is, just be yourself, just be loving, kind. And that I could do. I couldn't warrior up, I used to be a captain in the Air Force, but that's just a natural, we're the air conditioned military. Yeah, man, so it's not, I'm not a natural, like, hoorah kind of military, Army or Navy person or anything like that. So mine resonated mostly with being a helper and healer and uplifter. And so I was trying to learn how to do that in the dark, and you don't have to do it, just raise above it. So when Dolores Cannon was shown this, she said that we're moving into these times, but it's not just about the outside world. It's not just about religion or politics or healthcare or money. It's also, that's the macro. So it's the micro as well. So inside you, if there's anything that you haven't forgiven for yourself, if you haven't had compassion for yourself, if there's something that, if you harbor hate for anyone, even people you don't know, like I used to harbor hate for Dick Cheney back in early 2000s. I was like, I've never even met the guy, but I'm like, bad man, I'm like Dr. Evil. He's such a good Dr. Evil. Dick Cheney, Council of Foreign Relations guy. That was like, in my mind, that was because I didn't really harbor hate, but I could focus on that, and I could feel like that was a bad man. And I was taught through my guides and meditations that I need to move into that space and give extra love to that person. And I'm like, no, don't you know what they did? Don't you know they do? And it was all taught to me that as long as you tether to hate builds hate. It doesn't matter if you're saying no hate or you're no protesting it or whatever. You're partnering with that energy. And I'm like, oh my God! So whether you shout yes or no at something, you're partnering with that energy. So it's best to relax your nervous system, chill out, and just rise above the chaos. Find peace. But look within yourself. Be your own best friend. That's the best thing I could tell you. Be your own best friend. And if you're looking for something more deeper to more reveal some patterns that you'd like to move out of, I'm a 15-year quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, personally trained by Dolores Cannon since 2010, and happy to work with you or find one in your area. I also work online, but it's a beautiful way to reset yourself, to build a solid foundation so you don't have these sea legs, right? So you have somewhere to climb from. But Dolores Cannon wants you to know we're moving into the most amazing times in the history of planet Earth. But it's going to look like chaos, and it's going to look like darkness. It's like we're evolving, and we're going to take the game all the way to the edge where we're like going to go right over, and then we're like, okay, go around, collect $200 and, go around the board game and celebrate, get your hat and you won your game piece and move on. So don't be distracted by what you're seeing and observing. Know that it's part of the movie that you came to play, and choose your frequency that you want to prefer to ride on. And don't worry if you find yourself in self-doubt, that's okay. You just pivot out of it. Say, look at me, I'm plain and worry today. I'm going to move out of that. Just think of your pet, walk your dog, watch a favorite movie, or just chill, watch something stupid. Just move out of that. And a lot of healers, I have a little special note for a lot of healers. The first thing I notice in 15 years with my clients that are healers is that they got to save humanity right now. You got to save people. But you know what? They're not even spending remotely the same amount of energy on saving themselves. And when I mean saving, I just mean on compassion to themselves and allow, because they feel like this is their mission, this is their work. So everything is externalized outside of them. After watching conversations with people's higher self for 15 years, it's really like, let them have their journey. They came here, their soul came here to learn things. And the best way for them to learn is by example, not by your words and you going in and being their source, rescuing them from something that they came here to learn. You just delay their learning curve. So be your own best friend, put the energy into you, and lead by example. Have the most beautiful, sweet, buoyant life. And that's the beautiful gift, because what you see with our eyes, our equipment, is just less than 1% of the spectrum of light. And we focus on this body that we're doing and we're helping when our field is so huge. And while you're sleeping, you're holding hands with other light workers and you're helping uplift humanity. So give yourself some slack. You might be a loner, you might be isolated, but you're uplifting humanity because your field is here. And you have a unique source song signature frequency that's never before been seen. Never will be here again when you pass away. So percolate that baby up. Ask yourself, how can I make this fun today? You know, you might be at a job you don't like right now. It's okay. How can I make this fun? Start uplifting humanity by your joy, by your peace. By your peace. Just, you don't even have to get joy, just peace. But it's kind of a lot of fun to make things fun. So that's my little story about from Dolores to you, and a little bit of add-ons on that. But I look forward to reconnecting with you in the next videos. Go Quantum.